Hi there everybody, and welcome to another Miraculous Theory video. Today we're going to be talking about someone that we know little to nothing about. Her name is Emilie Agreste. This is what we know of her. She is Adrian's mom, obviously Gabriel's wife. She has a sister and a son that literally look identical to both mom and Emilie and Adrian. And we know that she used to hold the peacock Miraculous, which now is in Nathalie's hands. We also know that the peacock Miraculous was damaged and led to her death, or coma, to where the stage is at. But how did and why did they come across it, and for what did they use it is the question. So as we know, Gabriel and Emilie both traveled a lot throughout his career because of him being a fashion designer. And in a previous episode, Master Fu, when talking to Marinette about how he became the guardian of the Miraculous, talks about how one of his hunting monsters went rogue and destroyed the temple. And in the process of saving the box and getting out of the temple, he lost the peacock and the butterfly Miraculous. Now, this is my theory. I think that Gabriel and Emilie must have been on a trip to a place near, or maybe someone found them before it but did not open the boxes. They just took the boxes and went to a pawn shop. This could be a way they found it. But I do think that the peacock and butterfly Miraculous came into Gabriel and Emilie's possession through one of his trips. Whether they found it in a vintage shop or a jewelry store or whatever, they must have liked it, and once they opened the miracle box, they must have found the Kwamis, which explained who they were and what they did and their purpose to them. At first, I think they might have used it for okay reasons, just because they had it and they did not know what to do with it. Maybe they just wanted to learn about it, and we do know that the butterfly Miraculous inspires a lot about Gabriel's life. Like in Adrian's house, the tiles on the floor are butterfly shaped, like in the shape of his Miraculous. As well as there is a painting there that kind of has like the tones of a peacock, which is Emilie's painting. We also know that there was a basement underneath, which has like a garden. So I do think that maybe Emilie and Gabriel first studied the Miraculous, like they wanted to know more about it, so they researched on it. And I don't remember clearly, but I recall Master Fu saying something along the lines about the Miraculous and bad thought and emotions, like using bad like for petty things or selfish reasons, or like immoral reasons, that the Miraculous would be damaged, and the Kwame would also be damaged. As well as I know that Master Fu saying that meddling with the powers without understanding what they did and mixing powers, like putting too many of one Miraculous together or too powerful Miraculous together, was not okay and wasn't a good idea. We also know that these two also found the book somewhere along Gabriel's travels. They found the book with the recipes that power up the Miraculouses, the one that Master Fu used to make Mary's and Adrian's Kwame power-ups. So I think that Emilie, since she was bored and spent most of the time alone in the house, she must have been experimenting with the recipes and mixing powers, and must have found something in the book that led to Shadow Moth, because we know that Gabriel knows about Shadow Moth and knows that there are power-ups that can aid him. So I think they must have read the book and must have learned. So since she was very bored and lonely, she must have talked to the Kwamis a lot, and one of them must have either said something about the powers. I think mostly Nuru knows more about this. And she mixed the peacock and the moth Miraculous, creating Shadow Moth for the first time. We also know that if the holders aren't strong enough to control the power given by the merged Miraculous, it could end up very badly for both owner, Kwame, and the jewel. So I think that Emilie merged these two Miraculous together, but wasn't strong enough to control the full power of Shadow Moth. And I think this caused the damage to the Peacock Miraculous that Gabriel warns Nathalie about. So, since we know this hurts the owner, and we know that we see Gabriel say to Nathalie not to wear it because of it being damaged, he couldn't let her go through what Emilie did. Now, I am speculating that Emmy got sick because of the Miraculous. So the Miraculous is broken and Emmy gets sick because of it being damaged. And we also see that Dusu has acts weirdly. Like she's overly hyper, and I will go more about into Nuru and Dusu in a future video. But for now, I think she realized that it was making her sick, that every transformation after what she did was making her sick. Since they have possession of the book, and truly we do not know in fullness what the book contains. We only know that it contains some recipes to some power-ups. But we haven't read the book, and Master Fu nor Tiki or Plag or any of the other Kwamis who were present there said anything about said book. Only that it was very important and detailed many things about the Miraculous. So I believe she must have read of a way to cure herself, which is that there is no cure, but that there is a way to bring people back with the Cat Miraculous and Ladybug Miraculous. I think that she asked the Kwamis. She must have asked the Kwamis about it, and Nura didn't want to help because he knew it was wrong, but since Dusu isn't really quite well in the head right now because of the damaged Miraculous, she must have spilled the beans. She must have said something that she could find it. So Emilie goes and talks to Gabriel about what the plan is, that she needed the Ladybug and Cat Miraculous to bring her back to life because there was no cure for the illness that she had by breaking the Miraculous, which if you're gonna think about it, seems like more so a curse than illness, because she seems more so in a coma, not dead, but we know she might be dead. So, and she made Gabriel promise that he would keep Adrian safe and not tell him about her death, to fake her to go missing, so when she is found, it is going to be when Gabriel finally gets Ladybug and Cat Miraculous together, joins them, combines them, and asks for a wish to bring Emilie back. And this is why Gabriel became so obsessed with getting Emilie back. I don't see it as him being obsessed with it, but he wants to keep his promise to his beloved. And he involved Nathalie at the point where he knew that he couldn't do this alone, and he knows that he cannot merge the Peacock and Butterfly Miraculous together because he would suffer the same fate as Emilie did. She promises to help him to bring her back and starts to use the Peacock Miraculous as Mayura, but she doesn't always use it because of it being broken. They can only use it in short bursts of time. And they decided to wait until the time was right in order to merge the two Miraculous to become Shadow Moth, which will happen at the beginning of Season 4. We already know this because we know he has possession of both of them. And even with Gabriel telling Nathalie to stay away from Dusu, she continues to disobey him because of her feelings for Gabriel, because of the way she cares for him, and is possibly quite in love with him. And in order to bring Emilie back, there must be a life for a life. And that life cannot be Adrian's, or else Gabriel wouldn't sacrifice Adrian's life willingly because of the promise he made to Emilie. So I think that in order to bring Emilie back, Gabriel won't be able to choose between Nathalie and Emmy, like sacrificing Nathalie for Emmy because of their growing friendship/feelings. Nathalie will be the one that will join Hawkmoth's Miraculous with the Peacock Miraculous and wish for Emmy's death, therefore giving up her life to bring Emilie back in order to see them together as a whole family again, so her beloved can be happy. And for Adrian, who has become sort of like a son to her, to have his mom back. Now there's still a lot, and I'm hoping we will see more of Emilie and of her past in season 4, because she remains a mystery, and on her intentions we don't know anything. And as for a fact, I do think that Emilie Agreste could well possibly be the evil that is talked about in the beginning of a new villain. A good character once we thought was good turning evil. I do think it might be Emilie, but not alive, but more so we see her past and what she truly did with the Miraculous. We'll have to see, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one to talk about more theories and analyze some more characters. Have a good one and stay safe.